Hi, my name is Ben Ellentuck, and seeing as I may or may not have reserved us all a bus for a beach weekend, I am going to create a form to gauge interest about where we should go. And so as a developer, it's kind of inevitable. You're going to be making forms, and you generally want to validate those forms. And to do so, I am going to bring in a library that I wrote called regbin, which is will provide regularized bindings for our form data. So let's now set some validations. So I'm going to use defaults, some default validations for my fields, and now I'm going to enter some fields. So let's pick maybe a beach name. And that should be a name, and required, probably, if we want to go to the beach. Should be in a city. I'm just going to go with the defaults there. State, sure. Country while we're at it. Let's see, what else? Maybe we want to bring other people, but we want to limit that number because it's only a bus. So I'm going to just set that to range. I'm going to say maybe 0 to 2 people to bring that we can bring with us. Then let's say, how about some chaperones? And I'm going to set this to actually a custom validation. Let's see, I'm a fan of Lewis Carroll, so I'm going to just say we need a walrus or a carpenter. And I'll just set the message accordingly. So I've set the validation function. The message should be should include a walrus or carpenter. Great. And finally, let's set a reaction maybe. You can react with an emoji to this. And these are going to be our fields for our form. Cool. So now let's just simulate what would happen. Is that okay? I can scroll down once we. I'm just going to simulate what would happen if, let's say, we forgot to disable the submit button, and I'm just going to enter let's say the form is blank, and this will just show us what the error messages we would get. And finally, reaction. So yeah, if I just submit a blank form, which shouldn't, what now I can do is I can catch the error messages that are going to return, and I'll just console log those for you. But really, if this was in an application, we would feed these back and feed them to the user. Okay. And so you'll notice that this is asynchronous by default, and actually both reaction and country fields are coming from web pages that I'm scraping as we go. So let's say now we have filled out our form correctly. So yeah, where should we go? Ocean City, perfect, yes. Maybe has a beach. And where is that? The city is Maryland? Ocean City. Great. Okay. All right. Country. Let's see. +1s. How many people do I have? I'm going to bring no one. No, it should be between 0 and 2. Chaperones. I'm going to say a walrus. This is just to show you what would happen when it passes, how you would code that out. And my reaction, I'm going to add an emoji of grinning. Great. And so now this time, before I had to catch the error messages, and obviously you want like .then.catch for all this, but here I would just say then, and let's say if so if my response object, if basically this is the equivalent of the errors object, has nothing in it, let's console log, I don't know, ready to beach. OK, great. And let's see what happens. Bam, we are ready to beach. That is the basic functionality here. You can use this within a React app where it's designed to work well with Redux form. You can install it from NPM. There's a bunch of documentation walking through different things. Here's like the 32 fields currently available, more to come. Information on like why is it async by default, some interesting stuff about like looking up username. And yeah, that's basically it. Come check it out. If you have any questions or issues, like Slack me or submit a pull request. Like I'd love to keep working on this and have people use this. So yeah, thanks.